Hello everyone and welcome again to another tutorial of G8 dialogue system. Before we just set up our player or NPC in our first dialogue, let's check again. Hello world, hello mister, this is a tutorial, and the dialogue it's repeating. I mean, I can leave this place and interact again. It looks weird if we leave like this, like hello there, how are you, and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna pause my game and I will go to the trigger of our NPC. As you can see, it's looping in this dialogue, and I want to add another dialogue after this one. I'll just hide my message and my actors, and I'm gonna to add another dialogue trigger. Set the dialogue again, don't matter the ID can be the same as long as it's 0. And now I'm gonna make my NPC says, okay, you already interacted with me, so I have nothing else to say. And I'm gonna add my actors again. You're probably thinking I have to add actors each time. No, you don't have to. To do so, we have this button right here. We are going to create a new game object empty, and I'm gonna set the tag to actor list, and I'm gonna add the automatic actor list. So as you can see, a new game object appear. I can reset the transform just to set to 0. It doesn't matter actually. And I'm gonna call it actor automatic. It doesn't matter the name, just the tag. And I'm gonna set all my players and my NPCs here. So player, I'm gonna add you to the blue character, and I'm gonna add another player, but this time the other blue character, and finally I'm gonna add my yellow NPC and add the image of the NPC yellow. So let's name again actor automatic or wherever you want. So now each time I press this button, it automatically bring the characters we create here to our NPCs. So in case you are creating, I will create this again, just let me copy, remove component. In case I add another dialogue trigger here, I don't have each single time to create all the actors again. I just press this button and voila, all our actors are here, and I can add my messages again. So I want the yellow NPC to talk this, so I'm gonna set my actor ID to 2, and let's check it out. Okay, let me get closer to hello world, hello mister, this is a tutorial. And now I'm free to walk again, I can walk. And I'm gonna press enter again. And as you can see, okay, you already interacted with me, so I have nothing else to say. Okay, and this dialogue will be repeated and again, as you can see. So basically what is happening here, our NPC script is creating a list of dialogue triggers and taking the first one and then the later one. So if I bring this script right here, you can see now it's my first dialogue, and I'm gonna to interact with the yellow NPC, and you can see now it's inverted. The order is inverted, and now loop this one instead of the okay, you're already interactive with me. So this is basically what it's doing. The NPC controls all the dialogue triggers, but it's not always we want that. For example, we want sometimes to just interact once with our NPC and never talk to him again, so I can create another dialogue trigger, but this time I can set to end dialogue. You can see there is an ID field if you can leave it on 0 if it reaches the final dialogue trigger and it's this one, the NPC will probably die because you can interact with him again. I mean, hello world, hello mister, this is a tutorial. No matter how many times I press now, the NPC doesn't interact anymore. So we have many options to create our dialogue. Now let's go to the questions. The questions is very similar to our dialogue, but doesn't include the actors. So I'm gonna add all my answers right here. So I'm gonna make a yes or no question and leave it like that. I can also make auto trigger to just enter the hitbox and trigger the question. And I can also add a show question message, which I will show you guys later. And for now, that's basically it. But if we interact with our NPC right now, we can see an error popping up for us. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Why? That's because I only have the dialogue canvas right here. I also need the ChoicesCanvas, which is right here as prefab, and you can also create your own ChoicesCanvas and customize this one if you want. And I will just click and drag right here. It's okay, as you can see. This time the canvas is on, but if you're going to this view again, it's not showing up. That's because I have choice box 2, 3 and 4. Let's take a look. As you can see, the canvas 2 is off, and now I have my text right here. So basically what is happening, it's analyzing how many answers we have to our player and selecting those choice boxes. As you can see, if you have 4 questions, 4 answers, which will show the 4 choice box instead of our choice box 2 and so on. So if you want to customize a little more than 2 questions or 5 questions, in this case you can create more and adjust on the code, but for now I'm gonna leave the 2 to 4 canvas right here. So let's take a look inside of each one. We have a button 0, button 1, question box, and on 3 we have the same button 0, 1, but this time we have button 2 and question box. Inside of each one we have a cursor and the button text. Let me toggle this one on. Okay, we have this one, and we can move freely like you want, you rotate whatever you want to your interface. And the button text is where our answers is going to show up, and the cursor, it's not visible on this one, it is off. As you can see, it's the blue one. We need the cursor and need to be called cursor to be located. Once this shows up, it's gonna start to blinking. That's because of our animator of the cursor. And going to the ChoicesCanvas game object, the parent game object, you can see we have choice box here. We add one for each of our choice boxes inside. Okay, so if you want one more, you have to add here and add here. And we have button name, which is a string with a little space right here. This is to detect the name of the buttons. You can create your own name for the buttons, and after the space right here, as you can see, it will automatically detect by the number, so 0, 1 and so on. So that's why we have button space and nothing else, because the 0 is automatically being detected. So pretty much that's it for our canvas. I gonna hide again this one and leave my choice canvas. And now my player right here have a choice manager which is empty, and I gonna drag this one right here. And pretty much that's it. Let's check if our questions are working now. Okay, I press enter. Hello, hello. And now I have the question showing up and yes or no question. But if I interact again, nothing happened. As you can see, nothing showing up. So let's get back to our player here and our NPC. As you can see, nothing is happening anymore and the question is pretty vague. So let's say do you want to save the game, which you can use my dialogue system to make save games, interact with objects on your scene, and I will explain this more later on. But for now, let's just check this box and do so. Let's do this again. Hello, Mr. This is a tutorial. And as you can see, do you want to save the game? Just show up. And now I can press yes or no. It's not gonna actually save anything. But yes, that's it. So now I gonna make another question for our player. Have you seen the legendary dragon? I'm gonna add some rich text tags here just for make the things more interesting. And now I'm gonna add another dialogue trigger, and this time I want to make my player say yes and no. So what I'm gonna do is to increase the ID. The dialogue ID can be 0 on each one, but you can repeat the ID. So if I create 1 here, this one can't be 1. You can have another number. It doesn't matter the number. Actually, you can put 15, 100. It doesn't matter actually, but as long as there's not another equals to this one. So now I'm gonna add a new dialogue, and I'm gonna import my characters. As you can see, it's already on 3. All my players are here. My characters, I mean. So I'm gonna say yes, I have. I think. And I'm gonna add my player with the hand on his chin, and that's the actor ID 1. And I'm gonna also add another one, which is going to be the messenger for now. No, I have not. And I will leave the actor ID on this one on 0 and click here to add my actors again. Just hide those one. And this time the ID is going to be 2. So basically what I'm going to do is to add those 2 scripts, and pretty much that's it. But if we replay right now, something is not right. Take a look. Hello world. Okay, have you seen the legendary dragon? And I'm gonna say yes. Yes, I have, I think. But if I press enter again, no, I have not. Okay, so why this is happening? Let's check it out. Actually, we have those ID to skip. So I just set the ID 1 on this one and ID 2 on this one. So basically what I need to do is to set the ID to skip on yes to 1 and on no to 2. So if I pick 2 now, oops, if I choose the second option, no, it will start this one. No, I have not. Even with the yes, I think, over the no, I have not message. And as you can see, it's repeating itself. So the problem is, if I pick yes now, as you can see, it's basically the same. Nothing changed, only for no. That's because I need to make a loop here, so I can trigger this again. So I'm gonna add the dialogue trigger, and now we have the loop back here, and the ID is set to 0. The loop to ID is also set to 0. And what I'm gonna do is just set this to 1. And once the NPC list hits this spot, I mean, it will loop back to the ID one, in this case this one. So let's just check it out. It's gonna return us an error. You guys gonna see. Hello world. Again. Yes. Yes, I have, I think. And the dialogue is over, but if I press enter now, no, I have not. And if I press enter again, yes, I have, I think. So I basically create a loop, but it's on the wrong place because now I know I have not, and the loop is right here. So basically what I need to do is to move this guy right here. So once this dialogue is over, it will go to the next one, which is the loop back, and this will trigger the loop right here. So now let's give it another try. First I'm gonna check the no, I have not. Hello world. No, I have not. And press enter again. No, I have not. But now I want to see the yes option. And here we are. Hello world. Hello. And I pick yes. Yes, I have, I think. And once I press enter again, yes, I have, I think. I just set a loop where it's repeating this dialogue permanently. So I can continue it here, but because it's always reaching this guy, it's gonna get stuck on this loop. And that's basically what I want to for my dialogue here. So it's pretty much done. We have the question system, we have the loopback system, and finally we pretty much saw almost every single option here, except by the end dialogue, which is kind of different because the end dialogue is meant to literally stop any dialogue from my NPC. I can set ID like, oh, okay, I pick no and never more I'm gonna to interact, but this time I don't want it to loop the no, I have not in this case. Let's check it out. Okay, let me pick no. No, I have not. It doesn't matter how many times I press enter now. I can't interact anymore because I reached this script and pretty much it's done. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.